Hello all! How's it going, everybody? Rezi RNG here, everybody's favorite orange music-loving, yarn-spinning virtual catboy, back with yet another music talk stream. How's it going, everybody? I hope you have had a fantastic week. It is Sunday, August 10th, 2025, and it's been, well, for my channel, it's been a little bit of a downer period. I mean, aside from me working on my content, I've been, receiving a bunch of strikes not strikes. It's not that serious. Basically, like, visibility restrictions on, like, my deep dives and stuff because of, like, content in the videos or whatever. Like, most recently, you guys might have seen my second glam metal deep dive. It's been blocked from visibility in the majority of the world's regions because of Shout Factory. I believe they claimed a bunch of footage from the decline of Western civilization too, since they own the copyright for that film. And, I understand why they would do so, but I feel that my use of that footage could fall under fair use. It could be argued. And, I've already made the appeal. Well, not appeal. I've already made the dispute. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I don't have to re-upload the entire video whole cloth. But, other than that, my week has been going pretty steady. After the King Gizzard concert, I'm still kind of coming down from that high, and, I spent a lot of goddamn money there, like, a lot of goddamn money. So, you guys might have seen me post that meme where it's like, when you get paid bi-weekly, and week 1 it's like, going to the Giz concerts, week 2 it's ice soup. That is how I am struggling right now. But, I'm still living life. I actually had pizza with a friend earlier today, an old roommate of mine, which was very nice. Haven't seen them in a bit, and, we connected like old times, just like old times. So, life is going decently. And as for, what I'm up to these days with the glam deep dive, I'm still on 1990, but I've been listening to a lot. I've been working a lot on it. I'm almost at 20 pages already. I've been listening to Winger, Warrant, Cinderella, oh my god. I've been listening to Cherry Pie by Warrant recently, and that is a very interesting album, because on the one hand, you want to, I'm sorry, give me 1 second, guys. My, for whatever reason, my mic is not... Is my mic picking up at all? Give me 1 second. You ever get that, you ever have that feeling where you lose your face tracking? Give me 1 second. I am totally sorry here. Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. Yeah, I think this is a lot better. Well, hey, folks. Yeah, no, I've been listening to a lot of 1990s music, and Warrant's Cherry Pie, very interesting album that I don't know. As much as you can hate the title track, there is a lot of ambition there, and a lot of quirk, a lot of charm. I don't know. I feel like with the 1990s glam music in particular, I've got to find the good points where I can, because a lot of it is just retread slop by that point, I'm gonna be honest. But, enough of my rambling, enough of my preamble and welcoming y'all in. Let's get to our guest of the evening, and this one, I believe, I found through a previous guest of mine, Nano Air. I believe she recommended her to me, and I'm excited to have her on the program. She's She does a lot of karaoke. She's posted a lot of covers on her YouTube channel, and she sings in a variety of languages: English, French, Japanese, possibly more. I have to see. I'd have to ask if she, tries the other languages. But regardless, I am really excited to have her on the program. So, would you please join me in welcoming the penguin VTuber, Aoi Nipi?
Hi.
Welcome to the
Hi,
stream,
hi.
Aoi.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I know you live on the other side of the world, so time zones are difficult with trying to arrange your appearances here, but we worked it out.
Yeah, working pretty good.
So, usually I like to start these streams by opening the floor to my guests and letting them speak a bit about like their passion for music. So, I have to wonder, what sparked your passion for music? It's one thing to sort of have music as, background, mood setting, what have you. It's another thing entirely to be a V-singer doing, covers of multiple Utaite or Vocaloid or anime OPs or etc., etc. So, like, how did that start for you?
So that's I cannot really pinpoint a time where it started because I've liked singing for as long as I remember. But before being a VTuber, I also did Utaite activities with another name, other channel, everything. Yeah.
Were you encouraged as like a kid by your parents or your school at all?
Not really, but when I asked, it's like when I asked my parents if I could get like classes and stuff, they said yes, basically, but they did not push me to do music.
I see.
I mean, I was surrounded with music because my dad would listen to music all the time in the car and stuff, but no one actually pushed me to do music.
Okay, so you had a lot of drive on your own.
Yeah. So I started with singing and then I started learning instruments, and now I can play piano, guitar, ukulele, bass, and drums.
Oh wow, awesome. So do you do your own do you do like your own, a lot of your own playing for your covers, and you mix it together yourself?
So for covers, I usually do not make the instrumental because I'm a little lazy, but I do make original songs.
Yeah. And that's where you go like really all out in the instrumentation department?
Yeah. I feel like it's more fun to do your own thing than to reproduce an instrumental that already exists. It feels like a little bit of a waste of a time for me, at least.
No, I do hear you. I do think there's fun in doing a cover every now and then with with your own band, but I do myself understand the hesitance of like recording it. I had for the longest time like the oddest chip on my shoulder about like opening or closing a concert with a cover, because I'm like, if we're gonna go out as a band, we might as well like open and close with a lasting impression of ourselves, right? Not somebody else's music. But I don't know. I feel I've learned with time that sometimes, bringing down the house with an old familiar tune is better than, just defaulting with your own stuff.
That's true. But also, I don't have a lot of experience with playing with a band.
Oh, yeah.
I mostly do on my own, so which is why I can play all the instruments.
Right. I mean, that is a very valid approach too. You listen to like all these, all the bedroom musicians that have come about in like the past decade plus or so, and like Mac DeMarco, Kevin Parker of Tame Impala, probably several others that I'm not able to think of right now. They all, did their own thing and recorded their own, backing tracks and vocals and, produced entire wondrous pop albums in their own in their own bedrooms. So, I admire I admire people who are willing to track everything themselves and meticulously work to create their own vision. How to say?
Yeah, it's kind of lonely though. If I could, I would definitely play with the band, but I mean, it's not that easy to find people that share the image of music you have and that wants to play the same kind of music you want and
Right. Well, Australia is a very it tends to be a very musical city. I mean, I remember when I did a deep dive on like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard like I forget it was like last year or 2 years ago by now, but I looked into like Melbourne's whole music scene, and there is a lot of inspired music going on down there, but in like the underground. So I don't know. There may very well, depending on where you are, there may well be a dearth of musicians, but I'm sure there's a local something happening.
Yeah, I mean, I did just like a few months ago started playing with a band.
Oh,
but
nice.
They play my songs that I do myself.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm just like composing the songs and then making all the music sheets for them to play.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. I think we're gonna be playing in like 3 months, 2 months, something like that.
Very nice, very nice. So, yeah, I mentioned you put out a few covers on your YouTube. Which of them would you say is your favorite? You can list multiple if you feel it's like picking between children, but
yeah, it's a little hard to say because there's different reason for why I like this one or this one. Mm-hmm. For example, I really like Insane because I really like the performance I made on this one. But I also really like Fatal because I spent so much time on that French version. It took forever, but it was worth it in the end because I feel like I did one of my best French version there. Yeah. So I guess those two, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think I find it really cool that you're very multilingual with your covers and regularly do like translations between different languages. It's always dope to see in the VTuber space. I had on a guest, I think, I want to say a few months ago. I forget their name, but they went super hard with like English and like Japanese translations and finding the nuance and like localizations between the two.
Yeah, my point of view, not point of view, but my goal when I make French version is to make it sound like it was made in French from the start. So, which is a little different from most French version. Like people making French version, they try to aim for the closest to the lyrics possible.
Right.
But I do a lot of research on the story behind the songs and the anime or manga or something, because Japanese uses more syllable than French does. So I have to add more content. I cannot just translate like that. And also, I take particular attention on stress, because I mean, in English, stress is like kind of randomly put in words. I have no idea how it works. But in French, it's very regular. So if you change it, it sounds a little like.
Absolutely. it's very low stress, and like I noticed there's a lot of like like the vowels sort of lean into each other. You know, it's sort of similar to like the way Spanish is sung, with how much gets sort of rolled into one another.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of true. We do have a little bit of Spanish in our French, but yeah, I think Spanish has more different stress still than French.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because
there's
French
a lot
is
more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, French is very regular. Always last syllable, nothing else.
Yeah. Do you have any process, would you say, when it comes to picking what songs you want to cover? Is it just sort of like a spur of the moment, oh, I'm obsessed with this thing, let's do this? Or is it like, do you have a list of songs that you eventually want to cross off?
It's kind of a mix of both. Usually sometimes I have songs I'm like, oh, I want to do this song. And other times I work with my friend/manager, and we make a list, and I check if I like those songs, if I want to make them, and if I do, I work on them. She's like, because I'm so disconnected from the world, that she actually gives me like the information on new stuff happening.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, whenever I do covers, it's usually something to fit in with the theme of whatever it is I'm, working on at the time. I'm not so much a stream-based VTuber as I am like a long-form edited content one. So, whenever I do research, I'll be listening frequently to various different types of music. Like recently it's been a lot of glam metal, so whenever I do my covers, it tends to be, I'll pick a song, from whatever genre or artist, and just do a vocal or drum thing of it.
I see.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. It's interesting because I mostly listen to rock in general, but like not glam rock, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a very, very it's a very of its time genre, I'll say. There's a lot, glam rock has left an influence sort of to this day, but the bulk of its impact, I find, is, on the nostalgia circuit of things. There's not really a lot of trailblazing glam metal, glam rock out there these days, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, glam rock, it's like Bon Jovi.
Yeah. Bon Jovi, Def Leppard, Guns N' Roses. It's kind of like became a bit of an umbrella term, more so towards like the end of the 80s, early 90s.
I see.
Yeah. You've mentioned you've learned quite a few instruments in your time. What instruments or production techniques even would you learn if you had the spare time?
I think I already have all the instruments I need.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm at this point. I have, with all the instruments I have, I can play almost all the instruments. But if I had time and money, I would probably try to learn one Japanese traditional instrument, maybe shamisen or something.
Yeah. Shamisen or a koto, one of those stringed Japanese instruments.
Yeah.
Give me
I feel like
You'd be like
Yeah.
the wagaki bands, and do all the heavy shamisen work.
Yeah. I feel like chord string based instruments are better played than emulated, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
why
I can't
that's why
imagine
when I
there's
make
very
songs,
many can't imagine there's very many VSTs out there that are like, authentic Japanese tones or what have you.
I mean, there is. The thing
Yeah.
is, it's not as nice sounding. It's
Yeah,
like
I mean that's
when you
what
compare
I'm
to a
thinking.
piano VST, you have a lot of very amazing things. You don't really need the real thing anymore, kinda.
Right.
But for string instrument, even guitar, there's a lot of lots of VST. But I feel like when you play it yourself, it sounds better.
Yeah.
Than using a VST.
There definitely is a lot more of a tactile feel when you record a guitar as opposed to when you MIDI it. I have a good friend, Nordiboshi Ariel, who does a lot of metal inspired sort of idol music, and she has a lot of guitars that go hard in her stuff, but you can tell, it's very like MIDI sequence stuff, right? Stuff that you had to sort of hand drag into the program. As opposed to like, I'll always remember like this one fun fact about Undertale. The only artificially recorded sound in that entire game is the guitar for the title song Undertale. The whole sequence. Is it alright if I spoil Undertale? Have you played Undertale?
I have not, but you can spoil it.
Okay.
I don't mind spoils in general.
There's this entire sequence basically where you basically learn the deep lore, like the sort of sad truth of how like the entire world that you are exploring got separated from the human world as it is. It's a very sad sequence of events, and like this entire time, like this sad melancholic music backed by an acoustic guitar pattern is playing, and like it keeps building and building, and by the end it makes you want to fucking bawl your eyes out.
I see.
So no, there definitely is value in investing in stringed instruments, to record on your own. God, like I actually recently with one of my bands, we tracked instruments for a potential EP at this one rehearsal studio. Basically locked it out for the entire day, and we got this guy, our guitarist rather, he got like these 4 guitars of his, and we took turns at the end of the day just basically recording different versions of the song on each guitar, try to get a different tone, different backing feel, different melodic lines, and I feel like it's a very expensive hobby to get into, like buying multiple instruments to get the right tones in recording and what have you, but if you're willing to invest, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I currently only have one guitar here. I'm actually looking at. That's funny because there's that guitar I used to have the first time I came to Japan, and it's not made anymore. So if I want to buy the same, I need to buy it secondhand. So I keep looking on secondhand stores and websites, and yesterday I actually found it in the color I had it.
Oh, hooray.
And I'm like, I'm just, but it doesn't come at a time where I can afford it. So I'm kind of like battling with myself, knowing if it's worth it to buy it or not. Or if I should buy it in another color because it's cheaper. Basically, that's my thinking right now. So.
Are you looking on Facebook Marketplace? I find that's a great place to to randomly search and impulse buy like instruments off the sort of secondhand market.
I actually look on that Japanese website called Medicari.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've
yeah.
I don't know if I've explored it too much. They sell a lot of music gear there.
They sell. It's a secondhand website, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you have in your country, but compared to French, it would be the equivalent of Le Bon Coin, which is a place people just randomly put their stuff, and it's a website dedicated.
So it's like
this one has.
It's like Craigslist.
I guess I don't know much about American and stuff like that.
yeah. Craigslist, eBay, we got a lot of secondhand platforms.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, and it's pretty convenient because there's a lot of different things, but mostly hobby related.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have it there, but I don't think this website is accessible outside of Japan. I mean, I guess you could open it, but I don't think you can order from it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Not that I would probably want to at this time with the tariffs, but the less said about that mess, the better. What was I gonna say? So, before the stream, right, you sent me sort of a list of your favorite songs, albums. Yeah, you have a few artists among them I know, that have been repeated. But you did say that you're not so much an artist person. What's the history with your music tastes? Like, have you, obviously you sang a lot of Vtubers earlier on. Is it sort of a growing awareness of all other sorts of music around you, or?
Yeah, so this used to be a shameful thing for me to say, but I say used to, but if you ask my friends, it's not done, it's not over. But I used to be a emo person.
Oh.
So I got into it through German rock.
I see.
So Tokyo Hotel, Killer Pills, Nevada Tan, that kind of things.
Okay.
Before that, I was listening to mostly French pop because I'm French, so it's easy accessible music. But I did have a few rock influence from my dad because he was listening to stuff like Queen.
Oh, cool.
So
yeah,
and
I didn't know the Germans had their own emo scene that way. I mean, I think we had Tokyo Hotel over here. I think that filtered over here back in the 2000s. I remember them, but I don't remember very many other emo German acts over here.
Yeah, I think it kind of stayed European.
Right, yeah.
But because Tokyo Hotel became such a big thing, other band crossed the German frontier.
Yeah.
No,
the German countryside, continent. What? Well, not continent. It's German.
Not
Germans
continent,
don't have
country.
a continent. Yeah.
No, they're part of the same as us, the French. But yeah, it was kind of my big change of music taste came through Tokyo Hotel, and then it opened me to also British rock music like Muse.
Oh yeah.
And then after all the Europeans, only after that got the Americans their way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw you were recently listening and obsessing over Linkin Park and their new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. I actually went to their concert in Tokyo in February, and it was amazing.
I'm happy, in some regards for the Linkin Park fans, who that get to once again, experience this band, on the road and, playing the hits and, trying to push beyond what was a tragic thing that happened like years ago with Chester Bennington's unfortunate passing. At the same time, I don't know. I have conflicted feelings on the revival, especially with Emily Armstrong's whole Scientology involvement.
I know that's the thing is I don't know much about background stories of people.
Yeah.
If I can put it that way.
No, that's fair.
What I know is that she is different. She's a different person. She has a different energy, but that energy works very well. It works very well, and it feels like it's still Linkin Park. It's still Linkin Park.
No, I'm sure. Like I do not doubt whatsoever that a female vocalist could bring the exact same rage as Chester. I think from the little bits and snippets I've heard of the new album, she does sound great in that capacity.
Yeah, but also, to be honest, I wouldn't want her to sound like Chester.
Right, yeah.
Because I feel like it would be how to say, like right now she's bringing her thing and be like, what you did was great, it was amazing, and I'll try my best to continue your work, but in my own way. So she's like paying tribute to him without trying to replace him.
For sure, yeah. No,
and I really like this.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was in that exact same way. It was kind of like Alice in Chains. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. It's like they had this front man back in the 90s called Lane Staley, and he was a fantastic fucking singer, always let the pain out, let it out on his sleeve, whenever he sang his deep cutting lyrics. But unfortunately, he had a heroin addiction that he, that ultimately ended up taking his life in 2002. And that caused Alice in Chains to go on hiatus for years. Eventually, they did find another singer, and after they got together with him, they made it obvious that Lane's place in the band is never truly gone. They would regularly play tribute footage of him at concerts, and even though they had the new guy, he was sort of doing his own thing with a bit more higher pitch and all that. So it's a very valid strategy. I hope that Linkin Park does continue going in that direction and trying to push ahead in their music.
Yeah.
So how do you discover new artists? Do you stream a bunch, or do you go by word of mouth?
Yeah, so I don't have Spotify.
Okay.
I don't use Spotify, so
I
use Apple Music. So mostly how I learned about new music, there's 3 ways. One is the people from my streams tell me, hey, you should sing that song. And I check it out, and it's actually cool, so I listen to it. The second is an artist I really like put in a new song, and I get word of it somehow.
Right.
I don't know how, but I get word of it. And the third way is my friends telling me, this, you're gonna love it so much. You have to listen to it. You have to. And that's pretty much. And then sometimes I discover things through shows. So for example, I was watching Arcane, and I got obsessed with the whole album for the second season, and I was like, okay, I'll check the artist's other songs, maybe there's something nice in there. And One of my
I'm
friends
sorry
also
if
told
you
me
decided
you
to
should
listen
check
to.
Linkin Park.
I'm sorry if you decided to listen to the Imagine Dragons discography after listening to them in Arcane.
Oh, I listened. I've been listening to Imagine Dragons since Radioactive, actually. But
Oh,
only
okay.
that album.
I see.
Only that album.
Yeah.
And
I don't want to talk bad about them too badly because it feels hack at this point. You know, everybody beats up on them, but you know they have a funny way of making their rock music, quote unquote.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but I actually really like Enemy. I actually made a cover with a friend of this one where we redid the whole instrumental to a different ambience. So like the original is really good for Arcane and the universe, but we made a version that is more like Jinx. Yeah, and I think it's pretty nice. So.
Nice. Yeah, it's interesting, like seeing like your sort of piecemeal approach to taking in music, because usually, you know, with the way the internet works nowadays, it's like people are depending on you to sort of expand your taste through the algorithms, and in some cases that's still what I do. You know, I still sort of get turned on to new artists just by randomly finding them and like my YouTube recommendeds, right? But you know, there is something to be said for just like encountering new music out in the wild and like having it, you know, naturally sort of recommended to you by, you know, people that, you know, you're surrounded with.
Yeah, I don't really like listening to songs I don't know. So
oh yeah, you kind of have to be buttered up to it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I watched this show and that song was very good. Okay, I listened to it already within the show, so now I can listen to it again. But that's why I mostly listen to that album or that song, because I just listen to it on loop and it gives me crazy stats. If you look at how many times I listen to X song, you're just like, wow, what the heck? My friends are always like their eyes are falling off their face when they see like the song I listen to the most. It's a crazy number. Can you guess how many times I listen to that song?
1 million streams.
Yeah, no, okay, that's too much, but but it's like over 1,500 times.
Oh wow, okay, so you're just looping that shit.
I'm looping all the songs. That's how I listen to music, because when I study I like listening to one to three song.
I see.
And just loop them so that it doesn't, you know, make me lose my focus, because it's always the same, so I can just focus on whatever I'm doing. But if it's new, then it might change the path or something, and then I get distracted.
See, I might do that with video game music. I feel like I have done that in the past, where I've just put on like an extended like 30-minute cut of like some video game BGM and just gone to work. But I don't know if I could imagine doing that with with like regular songs, you know, with vocals and lyrics. I feel like the words would distract me.
Yeah, you would think so, but actually at some point it's just the voice is just part of the instrumental. You know it by heart. So
yeah.
Even if you get even if you get to listen to the lyrics, you already know the lyrics. There's no surprise, so you cannot be distracted for too long.
Totally. Okay. So you've written, you know, an original song already. You have plans to do more. Is that correct?
I'm in the process of writing an album, and I was working on the 8th song yesterday.
Awesome. Of 8,
yeah.
or are you like, how many tracks are you aiming for?
Maybe 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's a decent album length.
I don't know, because I was looking at how long is an album, and when I looked for it, it was pretty much telling me anything over 5 is an album. So okay.
I mean, it depends. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. One of my friends just told me, oh, anything over 10 song is an album. I'm like, okay. So it's still a little bit to go.
See, from my perspective, an album can be, as many tracks as it wants to be, as long as it falls within a certain time range. By traditional definitions that separate an album from, what's called an extended play or EP, which is like basically a shorter little thing. Like EPs tend to be under like 30 minutes, I'd say. Anything beyond that is more album territory. So if you have like 30 plus minutes of music already, that might be fine to put out as an album. I tend to actually favor albums that are tighter, like to like 35, 40 minutes than like beyond that, because if you really start pushing album length like 45 minutes plus, verging on an hour, like that's really that tends to get exhausting for like multiple listens.
I see. Right now I have like 30 minutes ish.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If you feel you want to add a few more tracks, that might be very well.
Yeah, it's more like when I was looking at what other artist does. It's like 12 songs, 45 minutes. So, yeah, 40, 45 minutes. So I'm just like, well, I'm not there yet. Should probably do a little more.
I find 35 minutes is a good, nice number. That's a nice, tight album. You get in, you get out, and you have, you have a good time in between.
I see.
But yeah, I forget. There are a few different albums I like that are around that range, but I can't think of any of them at the moment, so I'll just move on.
Yeah, I guess because the From Zero is 30 minutes with 10 songs and 1 intro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that new Linkin Park album is super, super short. And actually, there might be a good album by King Gizzard that's in that range. I don't know. I don't want to get bogged down in this all day. But yeah, no, it's there is actually, there is a very good example with are you familiar with Marvin Gaye at all?
I'm not sure.
He was a basically a Motown soul R&B artist that was popular from the 60s, I think maybe late 50s, early 60s. Well through to the early 80s, until he was unfortunately shot dead by his father. It's a long story, but he had an album back in 1971 called What's Going On. Very socially conscious, very sort of early funk predecessor, like psychedelic soul. Very stellar record, and it's only a clean 35 minutes 32 seconds. So if you have a spare if you have a spare 35 minutes, I definitely recommend it sometime.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind.
But Oh yeah. So when you write songs, like how does that process usually go for you? Like how do you spark your inspiration?
So it depends. First, it depends if it's a song or a music.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a song, usually I cannot write music without lyrics. Lyrics is the
Okay.
part I hate the most. So
Mm-hmm.
I start by trying to come up with some lyrics, and because I like emo songs, usually I just like look through my dark words vocab thingies and find a bunch
Yeah.
that sounds nice and then
Draw from
do
your
something
tortured
about it.
past.
Yeah, basically. So like the song I was writing yesterday, it's actually not dark, but it's dark. It's I want to call it Healing Revolution.
Okay.
So it's like get into the darkness to feel better or something.
I see. I see. It's very Kingdom Hearts sort of.
Yeah, I guess one could say so. But
the darkness
yeah, I
and
write.
The light and the heartless. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I start writing some lyrics, and then I take my guitar or my piano, depending on what's there next to me, and I just randomly put my capo somewhere if it's my guitar, and then randomly choose one chord and then just start from there. Then get a melody that starts with that chord and add the chords that goes with it.
I see.
And once I have that melody and chords combination, then that's when I open my software.
Yeah, okay. So like you basically try to get as much of a skeleton as you can before you layer on top of it.
Yeah. That's I feel like it makes the process easier for me, because then I don't have to think about, oh, what's gonna happen after this. It's more like, okay, so I want to start with this ambience, and then in there I want something that is more like that, and then I want something like this, and then I want it to explode or something.
Right.
So I can focus on ambience once I have the skeleton laid out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame that I don't. I'm only like a drummer by trade, really. So whenever I have to demo something, I really have to like plug it in with MIDI. Like the only times I've really demoed something on my own for original songs is like going into GarageBand, basically, or I think maybe a few times I've done like things in Reaper where I've had to work with my shitty MIDI controller and like an electronic drum kit, but otherwise I'm not like really able to I guess pretty up my my demos, aside from doing funky rhythms on drums.
Yeah, I actually learned drums because I couldn't make up funny rhythm on drums. It was always unplayable unless you had 5 hands.
Yeah.
So I learned how to play drums because of that.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, drums is it's a very it's much more complicated than you might think on the surface. It requires a lot of hand-eye coordination and limb interdependence, I've come to find. It was all one thing when I sort of I got into drumming by like playing the Guitar Hero Rock Band games when I was younger, so I had like a very baseline understanding of rhythm and how to like coordinate my limbs, but that was nothing compared to when I started like seriously taking lessons in rock drumming, taking lessons in jazz drumming, and like starting to really work with my hi-hat and like get a better sense of like how to use my wrists to play fills. Like it is a lot, that goes into like drum technique. How did you learn the drums? Like, was it something you sort of self-taught yourself?
No, I actually took classes.
Oh, okay.
For 1 or 2 years, I don't remember.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think for 2 years I took classes. I am the kind of person that think that to get to know the bass, you need someone to teach you, and then you can learn by yourself once you know the basic.
That's fair.
Because I started. So guitar is the only instrument I actually started to learn by myself before taking classes, and you get a lot of bad habits that are very hard to unget. So that's why I decided that I would always start a new instrument with a professor, even if it's only for a few months.
Yeah.
Because that makes me avoid the bad habits.
That's true. But see, I've tried learning guitar at least 3 different times. One time I think was with an instructor, and it didn't really take. I mean, God bless him. He was a kind man, and he did show me a lot that I hadn't really known before about the instrument. But I don't know if his regiment was like the right one for me to really start off with. I'm very, when it comes to learning scales and all that, I'm very, easily bored, easily distracted, and can't really focus so much. Yeah. And, I admire people who have the patience for that, but I'm far more of a rhythmic guy than a tonal guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm more of a singer than anything, so I learned all my instruments to be able to sing with them. So even now when I practice new thing, it's mostly practicing to play stuff I could sing over. Right. So like chords and arpeggio and stuff like that. But if you ask me to, like, for example, yesterday I wrote a guitar solo. Do you think I can play this? I cannot. It is too hard. So I made it on my keyboard, and then I make the speed twice as long.
Oh my god.
So that I could play it on the guitar and then make it back the right speed and put it at the right space. Yeah, because this is not my level of guitar.
Do the classic taper wind trick where where you speed it up. That's funny. I mean, worst comes to worst, you could just say fuck it and like slap some shit on there like Nick Jonas at the country VMAs. Have you ever seen that video?
I don't think so.
Where it's like, yeah, I think Nick Jonas was performing guitar with somebody at like this one singer at the country VMAs, and like he just lets loose the absolute most amateurish guitar solo ever, and it's funny. I don't know if it's like cringe so much as it is like just oof, you tried, buddy.
Yeah. Thankfully, I will never have to play this live. I can just ask a proper guitar person to play it for me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you said you were putting together your own band. Is that for this or for your own, outside music?
It's for this album, I guess. I'm in a university right now in Japan.
Right.
And I don't know if you watch anime, but there's a big culture of clubs, like school clubs.
Yeah.
And it's also the case in university. So I just joined the light music club, as we call it, K-On. I don't know if you know that anime. So we have K-On in my university. I joined it and I found people that were willing to play my songs after listening to them. So yeah.
Hello, Moemasu. How's it going? Good day. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that's awesome. It's a shame that I remember there were a few clubs in my university. I think there was once this music association on campus, but we didn't really get up too much other than basically maintaining audio equipment in the music spaces lockers, essentially.
They actually the clubs, there's actually multiple of them, and they organize events every month. There's one event cool. where you can play. So I joined 2 of the clubs, and I have 2 bands one in
Oh,
each.
very cool.
So one plays my original song, and the other one we play like kind of rock metal songs, which I cannot scream for my sake, but we managed to find songs where it doesn't scream. And we're gonna be playing with one band. We're gonna be playing in October, and with the other in November. So
right on.
Yeah.
How's it going, mates? I'm doing well. You know, I'm just chilling with a penguin. How are you going so far, Aoi?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's fun talking about music, and yeah, I'm enjoying my time right now.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no. This stream's just been going very super chill. Like, I don't know. We never really did get too many opportunities outside of the music ensembles themselves. I remember playing with a lot of ensembles in college. Like I did jazz improv, big band. Was very involved in that sort of scene there. So in a sense, I didn't need a light music club when we already had like all those performing ensembles. But at the same time, I do regret not like forming my own band in college. I was already busy with the band like the first 2 years of my college experience, but how to say, I don't know. I just didn't have the time for it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, in France, we don't have a culture of clubs. So
Right.
I never had an opportunity to meet other people that could play music with me. So it's kind of like, wow, to go up every week for practice and just practice music with people. That were just, every time it ends, and I'm just like, wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
That's what music is playing with other people. Wow.
Well, yeah. Music talk, neat. Do you do music too, Rezi? I do, occasionally. I've yet to release, any original songs as Rezi or NG, but I have done a few covers on my channel. They're kind of subpar with the mixes, but they're good enough to show my talents as a singer and as a drummer. I'd like to think. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to do an original song someday. I just I'd have to sit down and work on one, and I haven't demoed anything in ages. I'd have to shake off a lot of rust there, and I'd also have to I'd probably have to get an independent producer, because there's no way in hell I'm mixing together an original song on my own.
Yeah, I was thinking the same a few months ago, and was like, if I ever make an original song again, then I won't be able to mix it or master it properly. But you know what? I took time to do it and research how to do the mixing, and now I can kind of make it okay.
Yeah. Part of me wonders what would happen if I chose music over work, though. I mean, I'm trying to do both at the moment. I have a job on the side, but at the same time, I moonlight as an anime catboy that talks to music-loving VTubers and that does music reviews, and I've got my own like IRL things on the side that I'm trying to make happen. Music, I've learned, like, you can still find a place for it in your life if you're willing to live with the fact that it might not go anywhere so fast. Like, it's fun to just sort of have it's fun to just sort of have a creative outlet like that in your life.
Yeah, I agree. It is.
Molly Master's that. Molly Master's asking what software I think you did.
I use Ableton Live to do music in general.
Oh.
I did study in a school after high school for video games in the music and sound design course, where I learned how to use Pro Tools, but I would never use Pro Tools for music. For sound design, sure, but for music, it's a little overkill.
Yeah. I still use the free trial of Reaper that keeps asking me to buy it, but there's that's going the way of WinRAR, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, they make it free for a reason, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with a little tech software loophole, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I used to use GarageBand before, but
no, I still have
kind of limited.
Yeah. No, I still have an iPad somewhere that has GarageBand on it. The problem is, it's been forever since I've been able to locate my USB-B charger, the one they formerly used to use for iPad and Apple devices and all that. So I'll have to find that first and charge it up. But, otherwise, I think GarageBand honestly was my preferred, sort of demoing software of choice, because it was very easy to snap MIDI and notes and what have you to the grid.
Yeah, it is very easy, but I found it very limiting. Which is always, you need to find the balance between easy and limited.
Yeah.
Which is why Pro Tools is unlimited. Technically, it's like one of the most free. You can do whatever almost in it, but it's just so hard to use.
Yeah, it feels like it'd be very intimidating.
Yeah. So that's why I do everything in Ableton.
I do not use Ableton personally, Moimasu. Like I said, I think I use Reaper primarily. I may have done maybe one track, and then not for my own stuff, but I might have experimented at one time, trying to do something in fucking Audacity of all programs. But
Audacity is the worst.
Yeah.
It's like what the heck? You cannot move stuff, really. It's so hard.
It's a classic program. I remember using it actually in fucking back in maybe elementary, middle school, when I was being taught really how to use the computer, and I think Audacity was a basic audio program they taught us to use for maybe podcast type stuff,
Yeah, I wouldn't. Even now, when some of my friends are like, "Oh, show me how to use Audacity," and I'm just like, I don't use it ever. It's just.
Yeah.
I would rather use another software that is not my preferred software than use Audacity.
Mm-hmm. It's a very, very hard program to manage, for sure. Is to use Reason.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of Reason.
I think I did. I think I had a friend that used it.
I see. Well, there's 1,000,001 DAWs out there that I probably haven't heard of. I'm not really the production type. I mean, I've only really picked up enough skills in the past few years to be good enough in making a rough mix,
Yeah.
The Audacity. Not using Audacity.
Yeah, no, never. I used it maybe twice and then gave up completely on using this. Nope, not me.
Yeah. It's a very, very, very awkward program. So, you've done a few karaoke streams. How did those usually go?
So, by a few, you mean I do it twice a week, every week?
No, You're quite regular with that, I've noticed.
I mean, that's the only type of stream I do. I only do music stream. That's all I do.
Oh, okay.
Nothing else. I'm pretty much a music VTuber at this point.
Okay. I'll be honest, I didn't check your Twitch that deep. I assumed you'd had like at least 1 or 2 VODs if you're doing like some sort of collab stream with with other VTubers, but if that is totally fine too. Like, what is that like? I guess predominantly having the bulk of your content be karaoke.
So it's not. I wouldn't call it karaoke, since I actually don't use instrumental.
Okay.
I actually play guitar or piano depending on my mood, but recently it's mostly guitar.
Okay.
Just play the guitar and sing with it, so it's a guitar and voice stream. So I would rather call them music stream than karaoke. I cannot say this with the English pronunciation. Wait, karaoke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more like an open mic sort of deal. That's fun.
Yeah, and I have a song list where people can request one of the songs in there, or they can actually request anything. And if I've heard it before, I usually try to play it on the spot like that. Just get the chords and just play.
Also, hi, Stompy.
So it's very chill.
Welcome to the stream. I heard Audacity was good for voice recording. Yeah, that's how it was taught to me, too. But it is also a very unwieldy program for original music if you want to have, like, multiple tracks worth of stuff.
I mean, for voice recording, if you're not doing music, why not? Why not? But for music in general, I wouldn't recommend Audacity at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, you said you take requests. Is there any times that you have, like, a few things predetermined that you're going to sing for the stream? Like, do you ever build set lists?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. But sometimes I'm like, oh, there's this song I've been listening to, and I kind of want to try to play it for you guys, and just try it for the first time on the stream, because why not? I really like streaming in that way that I don't have the stress of trying to make something perfect. As long as it sounds pretty good, okay, it's enough, and people are happy and I'm happy, and I'm just doing this for fun anyway. Like, it's not a professional project or anything, so
absolutely. You haven't faced too many too much copyright trouble for doing like karaoke, have you? Like, have you been dinged at all by Twitch for like, I don't know, any sort of rights that you're infringing?
No, actually, that's also the reason why I don't use instrumental. It's because it's actually, well, YouTube does realize I'm doing cover songs. There's no doubt to it. But to me, it doesn't really matter, because as I said, it's not a professional project, so I don't care if the people that owns the songs actually get money from my video, because I don't think they're gonna get a lot of it anyway. And on Twitch, it's actually, they just mute the parts that are problematic, but because it's mostly guitar and voice, then they actually don't mute that much.
That's cool. You know, I definitely relate to you there on the whole copyright issues on YouTube. You know, since I do music deep dives, right, I often get you know, the AdSense bots coming for me for like using you know, snippets of music in the background, and I don't really make any money from this YouTube channel. I've made peace with that. I've really taken the Patreon and Ko-fi to make that up, but yeah, I don't really care if people you know, I don't really care if this doesn't become like a you know, a bigger money making thing for me. You know, I'm fine to just sort of have it on the side and make a little bit of pocket change, and also have a job that, primarily supplements my income.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was checking my previous streams, and actually I haven't had any VOD muted since 14th of June.
Oh wow, that's a pretty good streak.
Yeah, but as I said, I mostly don't use instrumental. There's only instrumental like at the beginning of the stream for the starting soon, because I was working on putting together original music and stuff, but I'm too obsessed with that album I'm doing. I'm not finishing the music for the stream.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's fine. It'll come in time. You ever thought of doing like commissions for other VTubers?
I actually not made commissions, but made music. Not so much as song, but music for other VTubers. But it's always like on a whim and just like, oh, this art is beautiful. I wanna put music onto it, and then just do something like that.
I mean, I feel like
I don't really do it. It's more like fan art, but it's music. Fun music.
That's fair. I don't know. I feel like it would be pretty cool to like, hook up your original instruments and, do some sort of handcrafted VTuber VGMs, but I don't know. That's I'm not the one with the multiple instruments.
Yeah, I mean, I did it a few times, but it's just if I'm forced to do something, I lose motivation and inspiration. Inspiration. Sheesh, I don't know how to speak English anymore.
It's okay. Now that makes sense. But you wanna keep the sort of wonder of the music making process and not make it like a job. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, I already have a job. I don't need to have a second one.
Yeah, exactly.
One is enough, I think. So, music is fun. If anything happens from it, that's cool, but that's not my goal, because my goal is to have fun and play music and make my songs and enjoy myself.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be fun to, get some success, but I ultimately view that as a bonus. I'm far more about the journey than, the ultimate destination of getting there.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly, when I started streaming, I thought I want to do something because I'm bored. And I started streaming as like a variety streamer and doing lots of different things and karaoke. Yeah. So I had one stream karaoke and the rest games and stuff. But I realized I'm not having that much fun playing games or doing stuff like that. So I slowly but surely switched to all music streams. So now if you come to my stream, it's always music. There's nothing else happening. Except from time to time, I do one thing different. Like a month ago, I built a ukulele.
Oh, that's cute.
From a set I bought. I bought a set and I made it on stream, and then we played music. But it's still music related. Like
right. I didn't know they made sets like that where you build your own ukulele. That's cute.
Yeah, it's cute, but I need to buy proper strings because the strings they give are very bad. But,
oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, how to say? That's kind of reflective of my own journey, honestly. I started as a variety streamer myself. Used to try and, do the whole VTuber thing of doing like 3-4 streams a week with like gaming and talking, and I did have a few like music reviews or like practice streams here or there, just to have a sort of music theming for my channel. But otherwise, I felt like I was torn very much a few ways. So eventually I just like sort of refocused and became more analytical and, you know, had this music talk stream and made long form content. You know, it feels very nice when you find what you feel you're meant to do as a VTuber. Like I guess you could call it finding your own niche, but that feels like that feels too much like marketing speak to me.
Yeah, but somehow it's like finding your own comfortable space.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
if you think about it, oh wait, is that only in French? Because a niche is like the comfortable place for the dog to be. So I wouldn't mind using that word, but maybe this meaning is not there in English. I don't know.
Well, I assume niche is carried over from French. We have a lot of French cognates and, you know, borrowed.
Yeah,
words
40%. 30% of English is old French.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, English is very much a mutt language.
I mean, French is also considered a weird language by everyone.
Yeah, but then I guess you could consider a lot of languages mutt languages. There are very few languages out there that have evolved like undisturbed by others.
Yeah, I mean, languages are like a continuum from the start. But if you start letting me talk about languages, we're not done. Because that's what I'm doing in university, actually.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so you're sort of a
doing
linguist.
Language science. Yeah, not sort of, like definitely one.
That's awesome. Yeah. Niche works in English too. Yeah. No, it's I used to be fascinated. I took like 12 or so years of my charter school was very interested in that. They offered Spanish for like a long time, like basically elementary school up through high school, and I had like basically 12 years worth of it, and it was always fascinating to me seeing how much overlap there was between Spanish, at least as it existed in the States, and what we had in English. A lot of fun overlap there.
Yeah, but most of it is through French. So
yeah.
It's like, because French is considered a Roman language, although we are kind of the, how to say this nicely, we're the black sheep of Roman languages, which is why we are, and it's not possible to understand French when you are just a Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese speaker. You can grasp some words from time to time, but you cannot understand it as much as they can understand each other. And that's because of like Germanic and Celt influence that are very strong in French.
I see.
So
yeah, that makes sense to me. I've known, France is one of those Romance languages for a while, but it always did feel a little off and like mushy mouth to me, I guess that's a bunch of the other languages around it rubbing off.
Yeah, because we got what's the word again? Like Germanic people came to France, be like, it is our place now. And then Roman people were like, no way. And French people were like, we don't like your language, leave. Let us keep Latin instead.
It was a battleground for quite a few centuries there in Europe.
Yeah.
So to clarify, you are French, but you're living in Japan currently?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm doing university in Japan.
So I don't know why I had the impression that you're fucking Australian. Let me change that title real quick.
I don't know. Do I sound Australian?
I don't know. I think I got the impression, like maybe like from the conversation I had with Nano, like she did mention you were over like around that time zone, like in Japan or what have you. So I might have mistaken that for you being in Australia, but.
Yeah, no, I know nothing about Australia. I've never been there, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like I've visited many countries in Europe. In Asia, I've visited Japan and Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
And I visited some northern African countries, and that's pretty much all.
Yeah, Aoi's in Japan? So, apparently.
Yeah, Aoi lives in Japan and spent all their days in Japan doing stuff that you can do in Japan, which is normal stuff that you can do anywhere, like studying and eating food. But
it's like that one meme where it's like studying Japan, and the guy is like, oh! I'm moving there in September. Oh, that's fun. It feels like there's so many people moving to Japan recently. Not just like agency VTubers or former corpo VTubers or corpo VTubers in general, like, but also just like indie VTubers too. I've been seeing a lot more like in Japan from all around the world. Like, are you there for? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's mostly due to the fact that VTubers are anime fans, and the anime country is definitely Japan.
Oh, absolutely. No, but like, I don't know. Like, I imagine it's pretty hard to get in there unless you've got enough of a secure job as a VTuber, or if you got like your own sort of, like, are you going there for university right now? Is that why you're there?
Yeah, I applied to Japanese university and got accepted, and I'm a student of that university. I'm not a like exchange student or something. I'm an actual student of the university.
Nice.
But yeah.
It's just good to marry, nothing big. Oh, congratulations.
Omedetou.
Yeah, I've never been to Japan myself. I haven't been to Asia ever. I'd love to go someday, maybe to Japan, Korea, China, go down to Southeast Asia to hit up Vietnam or the Philippines. Like, there's a lot of cool places out there. Like Indonesia, like I had no idea how much swag they had down there in Indonesia until I like started paying attention to VTuber fans from down there,
Yeah.
I don't know.
もしかして葵さんは日本語できるの？できるよ。日本語全然問題ないっすよ。多分英語と同じぐらい喋れるんです。
はい。
Hi. I can speak Japanese pretty much as good as I can speak English, I feel like.
I only know bits and pieces here and there from what little I understand contextually from anime.
Yeah, I see. Anime is not the best way to learn Japanese, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
no, I know.
Yeah, it's like all the words you learn is not very useful in daily life.
Seems like a lot of exclamations, mostly, that I remember.
Yeah.
Japan has very nice guitars. I want to visit so I can buy a Fujigen. I wouldn't know too much about Japanese guitars.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
The guitar I actually want to buy right now is a Bacchus, and it's a Japanese brand.
I see. I'm pretty sure ID is like the second biggest market for VTubers. Oh, absolutely, yeah. They go crazy down there. I mean, Indonesia, it's like, I think 130, 140 million something people. Like it's surprisingly one of the largest countries in the world. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a massive audience down there, like in Japan.
Yeah.
How did you start learning Japanese, Stumpy wants to know.
I took classes. It was my Saturday morning was going to that Japanese class for a year. And then I actually went to Japanese and English university, which I quitted. And then I just tried on my own. And now I've been actually learning for real for 2 years.
There you go.
Yeah. And I got N3 and N2 levels of JLPT. But N1 is just impossible when you're not Chinese, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Vtubers are very popular in Indonesia. The person who rigged my avatar was an Indonesian. Well, there you go. God bless.
Yeah.
God bless our riggers.
I think the person that rigged my first avatar was Indonesian, but I rigged this one.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I don't know too much about live 2D. I made my model in Vroid, so...
Yeah. Vroid's good.
It is. I really do enjoy it, you know. It has a lot of very cool features for essentially being free.
Yeah, it's just hard to find a good tracking software when you are not on Windows.
Yeah. What is it gonna... So, since moving to Japan, like, what from over there has would you say, like, their culture and music and what have you has influenced you a great deal, and like the way you write songs, or like what you listen to, or what you cover, or what have you?
I mean, it was already influencing me before I moved here.
Right.
Because I was already listening to Annie song and stuff like that.
Yeah. But now you're in the belly of the beast, where you can, like, basically hook that shit directly into your veins.
Yeah, but as I was saying earlier, I mostly learn about new music through recommendations. So it's not like I have a TV or radio to listen to Japanese songs that just come up. So...
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there seems like such, like, foreign music scenes seem like such a distant planet, you know, in some regards, because, you know, in a lot of ways, like, American music tends to be confined to, like, the Anglosphere. Very rarely does it seem like an artist from beyond, like, English-speaking countries breaks big. Like, unless you're, like, nowadays, like, K-pop, it feels like it's very hard to really cross over. So, like, I don't know. I'd love to travel the world more, get to maybe, like, bin dive in, like, record stores in, like, different countries and just see what they have.
Yeah, so I was surprised that Japan music market is actually very Japan-centered and maybe Korean. And if you ask, what's the most known American song? They're all like, they cannot really answer. But if you go to France, where people are mostly French-centered, if you said, what's the most famous American song, they can actually give you more songs named than Japan.
I'm sure. That's interesting, though. I feel like there are a few like pop artists from the West that are popular. That I think I've heard before that Taylor Swift has a following in Japan.
I mean, yeah, but it's not. It's like it's very, how to say. It's like rock music doesn't get out of rock space. Well, American music doesn't get out of American space. But yeah, Taylor Swift is probably known.
Yeah. I was here, Taylor Swift daro.
Yeah, that's but I think it's not as big of a thing as it is in the US.
Well, definitely not. I mean, like, the love that Swifties have for that girl is unlike anything that I've seen in fandom spaces. In France, there's a law that forces radio stations to play more French stuff. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of there's definitely a lot of cultural nationalism that goes into like the construction of domestic music markets. It feels like, you know, a lot of incentives to sort of keep their markets, you know, at least national, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing actually, because it's just a percentage of music you put on the radio. But you can put other songs, there's no problem.
Yeah.
I think it's important to give chance to French band and artists.
Absolutely.
Because American has just like flooding the market, and then we're just like...
No, the American music industry has so much goddamn money to just flood the world with.
Yeah. Which is funny when you look at K-pop, that it's a way smaller country, but they're kind of trying to flood the world too, and it's kind of working.
Yeah. The Korean strategy for like, you know, world dominance in K-pop, it's very fascinating to me, because like they're trying to command such loyalty and, you know, brand recognition from their fans, and it's wild, like, just in the past decade, how much, you know, BTS fandom, Twice, insert, like, how many other K-pop bands, you know, you can think of here. Like, it's insane how much they've latched into, like, the fan base and commanded, like, such intense loyalty from them in such a short period of time.
Yeah. Also, how expensive it is.
Oh yeah, those K-pop shows are fucking spectacular.
Yeah.
Speaking of shows, though, have you gone to very many concerts? I think I did see you post on Blue Sky that you have, you know, plans to go to a lot of concerts this year. But have you been to very many before?
Yeah, I went to quite a bunch. I went to see Muse. I went to see the French band Indochine like 2 times. I saw All Time Low. I saw Tokyo Hotel twice. I actually went to a bunch of concerts. I saw Kyo, the French band, too.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I mean, it was very easy access for me since I was living in, like, Paris suburbs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that's a place where a lot of international bands come around.
I mean, even French bands.
Right. Well, yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah. Because I haven't personally heard of. I haven't personally heard of Kyo before. I think they were like one of the albums you mentioned. I think I have their album on this thumbnail, but what are they like? Are they like sort of just like French pop rock?
Yeah, it's kind of French pop rock. They have various. You can really see their evolution through the albums. So the album I put in the list is their second album, which is the one that made them known to the public. And
I see.
You have like soft pop, and then you have some harder songs, but it's not a lot of hard song, and it's very melodious. like the singer singing, he's not screaming at any time.
I see.
But I also like the themes in the lyrics. So it's and recently they started making more electro, which is not to my liking, but it's still good. Even though it's not my type.
I'll have to check it out at some point. Only French band I know is Gojira. I'm not quite that ignorant to French music, but Gojira are really fucking good. They at least from what I've heard of their discography, I've only had a limited I think the fucking Whales album and maybe a few other things. I know, like, what they did at the Olympics last year is just the most metal thing of all time, point blank.
Yeah, in metal music, we do have some, like, Ultra Vomit, which is pretty good. They got a song about takoyaki, if you want to check it out. It's fun. But it's more on the hard side. Then Kyo is more soft. It's like easy pop rock for beginners. I guess it's rock for beginners somehow.
Not bands, but also Daft Punk and Justice. Oh yeah, they're fantastic. Aoi, do you like Jenna Lee?
I used to really like Jenna Lee, actually. She does something called emo R&B. So it's like R&B, but with some rock and very sad lyrics, very emo.
I see. I've
Trust.
never.
Trust is good.
Yeah, I only know Antisocial. I mean, I think that's the only thing that the Anglosphere really knows them for.
Yeah, I in the list I sent you, I also put a French punk band.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
which is Guerilla Poubelle.
That's cool. I feel like
Yeah.
At least early on, the French didn't really take to metal as much as they did punk music. Like maybe there was some like a bit more righteous anger in there for the country to latch onto. But I don't know. In my research for like I guess international metal scenes, like before glam metal really took over, I didn't really find a lot of things there that France was doing.
I guess if you compare to Germany, we did less.
Yeah.
But
Germany was
I think
absolutely.
It's mostly due to the fact that French lyrics, I don't know if you know, but historically French music have like lyrics written. Like it's not just random stuff and it works. It's like it needs to be well written, like a poem or something. And so it gives a lot of limitations in a way that if you listen to metal with like screamo and stuff, lyrics are not that important if you think about it. They're important, of course, but that's not the part that matters a lot. And because lyrics, if you spend so much time on lyrics, you want people to actually hear the lyrics and understand them. So I guess that might be one of the issues that made metal come later. And punk is very lyric based if you think about it. You have a message, you have to say it, and all the songs are kind of similar, but the message is what's important. So I would say that's probably why punk was bigger than metal.
That makes sense. It's very much more music with a message.
Yeah.
So what would you say are like some of your favorite concert memories of the shows you've seen so far?
Oh, that's hard. I still remember All Time Low concert. It was a small concert in like a small venue, but I think I like small venues better than big, because you actually feel better, the music. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
But
no, it's more intimate.
I think, yeah, I feel like that's one of the concert I really enjoyed. But in general, any concert where I am not in the arena is a good concert. In general. I do not like having all the people pushing me around.
Yeah. It's a very agoraphobic space to be in.
Yeah, and I happen to be agoraphobic, so.
Oof.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to become a VTuber?
Oh, that's a very easy question to answer. So, I said earlier that I used to do utility activities.
Right.
Where I used to actually use my face, but it got very heavy because I couldn't really change the image of it
I see.
Without people getting kind of disappointed or being like, oh, it's not you anymore. So, and also, it's like to make a video, then you have to get ready, so find an outfit, put makeup, do your hair, blah, blah, blah. It takes forever for nothing. So my friend told me she was doing VTubing and she showed me her model and stuff, and I was like, oh wow, that's actually cool, because if I want to change style, I can just draw another one.
Yeah. Now that's a very fun thing I've noticed too, is I have a few different resis that I've put together in VRoid that I can just swap between. It's fun.
Yeah, and then I don't have to put on makeup. I can just turn on the software, plug my guitar. I'm ready to play.
There you go.
There's nothing to do. So it's very convenient for me to not have the stress of trying to put on a face, especially because I'm not very good with facial expressions in general. But with the model, I set up so that even the smallest thing would make it do the expression. So that means I don't have to, I still have to do big expression on my face, but I don't have to work as hard.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's just overall, it's just easier for me that way.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a convenience for people who aren't really camera natural. There were some French glam bands, but it's impossible to find their music online. Yeah, like the only band that I'm coming across for this retrospective is XYZ, and that's technically because they were like Doc and Nepo babies in a sense. What else though? So what do you hope to do as a musician in the community, Aoi? Like, as loaded as a question as it might be, what do you hope your legacy is as a musician here?
I don't really hope for any legacy. I just enjoy very much playing music for people. So if people are happy to listen to me, then that's all I'm asking.
That's all well and good.
All I'm wanting. Yeah, I'm really how to say, like, last year, like a year and a half ago, I made that French version of a song from a very big anime, and I got a lot of views from it, from the French community, and lots of compliments and stuff. But it's just like, this is not even my favorite song I made, or my favorite French version I made. It's very, it's like, I don't want to have 1,000 people watching me. There's 2 people, that's fine. There's 30, that's fine. You're enjoying yourself watching me, I'm happy. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, no, I feel the exact same way. It's good to have like a little community of people that you can, hopefully make their lives a little bit more tolerable. And the current chaotic landscape we find ourselves in.
Yeah. But I like it, and
yeah.
Also, I like the fact I don't have to work too hard on it. Just
Absolutely.
enjoy myself. It's just enjoying the stream, doing the music, and playing whatever the people request, and I'm happy.
Absolutely. Do you have any dream goals or collabs as a VTuber?
The thing is, I'm the type of person that just acts on whatever I want to achieve.
I see.
So I kind of, if there's like, oh, this person sings so well, I want to sing with them, then I just send them a message.
Okay.
That's how I work. I think right now my goal number 1 is to make that album of original songs.
Right.
Yeah, it's really, if I can make this, I think I would have done all the things I want to achieve, and then the next goal is to play them on stage, basically.
That's awesome. Yeah. With those performances, would you like that to be like with the avatar, or would you do your own thing IRL?
If I start doing concert, I guess it would depend on the place. I mean, the situation. It's like, if I'm just doing the music and there's instrumental recording and I'm just singing, and then maybe I would use the avatar. But if I'm actually playing with a band, I mean, from my experience, if I'm alone on stage, I tire myself very quickly.
Yeah.
Because I feel the compulse to feel the stage, but I'm just one person.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of energy, and then I get out of breath and stuff. But if I have a whole band, then I don't have to feel the space, because it's already filled by the instruments, so, and the other people. So then I would probably do it IRL in that case.
I see. And let me see here. I think we could move on to our final question here. It's it's been quite a fruitful talk we've had. Gone through multiple questions here, and I usually like to wrap up by finally asking our guests, since it's been a chaotic year, or longer than that, past year and a half, or however many more, I don't know, it depends on where you are in the world, but it's been a very rough time in the world recently. And something that I always wonder of my guests is, like, how do they what sort of music do they turn to in times of stress, sadness, anxiety, etc.? Like, are you the sort of person that listens to music for catharsis, or do you try to be in your feelings?
If I'm sad, I listen to sad songs.
I see.
I want to get the sadness out of my body, so I make myself feel it. I make myself feel it through the music. Yeah. That's how I do. Yeah. I feel like it's not really healthy to keep the feelings locked inside of you. So I just use music as a help to get it out, express it, feel it properly. Then once I'm done being sad with one song or one album, then I can move on to something else.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess I feel that sometimes whenever I try to I guess, listen to some, I don't know, I do sometimes get the urge that, you know, if nobody else really is there around to like talk my feelings out with, at least music, you know, sad music is able to relate to me with the lyrics and what have you. But
yeah,
I don't know, sometimes I also just like to be more angry than sad and just like blast the heaviest shit possible.
Yeah, usually that's where I use punk.
Oh yeah.
When I'm angry.
Very good, very good. Well, Aoi, it's been a fantastic conversation. Is there anything else you want to talk about or, you know, bring up or?
Well, first I want to thank you for having
Yes,
me.
of course.
And I also had a wonderful time talking with you. It was very fun to exchange about music and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I think that's mostly the thing I want to say is like, thank you for the good talk.
Huh. Thank you for coming on. I had a fun time today. And thank everybody else in chat for coming along and checking us out too. It's always nice having some people chatting along with us and bouncing ideas off of. Aoi, where can people best find you?
So you can find me on Twitch every Thursday and Saturday at 2 different times for a music stream. You can find me also on YouTube for the same stream at the same time. And you can find all my cover songs and some original song on my YouTube channel. I'm also on Blue Sky, and that's all because I do not want to be part of those people's social networks.
Makes sense.
Pretty much.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So I did delete my ex account.
That's fine. I only ever use it to shitpost these days. But yeah. Thank you, Stompy, for coming along. Thank you, Moe, and whoever else was lurking around today. I am going to raid into another chat. Let me see who's around. YouTube does raids, which is very, very fun. We're gonna raid into Aya Amare's stream because she is the goobiest. And in so doing, we are going to leave the cat raid message in her chat if you decide to follow along with me. If not, that is all well and good. Have a fantastic night. Make sure you get something good to eat if you've not already eaten something. I know I've got to. And yeah, I'll have more to say hopefully soon about the glam metal deep dive and future projects. So look forward to that. I've been your host, Rezi Orenji, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!
I did a 200 a couple times, 400 a couple times. I also did shot put. Yeah, I could not do hurdles though. I was too scared.